Hello everyone and welcome to the other dimension. My name is Mason.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to be discussing the Men in Black conspiracy theory. The Men in Black conspiracy theory is overall kind of like the movie, how there's a government agency who is going around and covering up events, or mostly like UFO or extraterrestrial events, or events that are out of the ordinary that the government would want to keep hidden from us. And for the first little story or evidence of the Men in Black, we have in Solway, Firth, and the guy by the name of Jim Templeton. He took a picture of his daughter in a field. We'll have the picture up right here. And after he took the picture, after it was developed, he noticed that in the photo, there was a strange man standing behind his daughter in the photo, like all dressed in white, as you can see in the picture. And he was really confused by this, obviously anyone would. And he didn't see the person in real life, which you would see them. They were fairly close. Like, it's not like he was like 100 yards up to where you might not see him.
He's dressed in a fucking astronaut outfit.
Yeah, like right behind his daughter.
I would notice that.
I'd
be like, yo, what the? Get out of the fucking picture.
Right. Like, and it's just this like big open field.
Yeah.
To where he wouldn't just like come out behind a tree or something. Anyways, he then, after being confused by this, he sent the photo into Kodak, which is the film that he used in his camera was Kodak brand. And Kodak came and said that it confirmed that it was like a real person in the photo, not like edited or an error from the film, from developing process, which I don't know how like that would happen, an error creating a whole person in the background. But
yeah, it's too obvious. It's not like, oh, it's a cloud. No, it's clearly something.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to edit that. Or it'd be hard to accidentally, like an error.
Yeah,
it would be hard for it to be that precise.
For it to just appear there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, soon after, he was visited by two government agents who only referred to themselves as number 9 and number 10. They were all dressed in black and looked very similar in facial features and such. The men that were in the black demanded to be shown the photo that he had taken of his daughter. And after he had shown them the picture, Jim told the men in black, that he had never seen this man in real life. Like we had just said, he didn't see this person in the background when he was taking the picture, which you definitely would. Like when you're going through a camera, even like cameras way back then, like this was quite a while ago. I don't know the exact year, but it was quite a while ago, and like you still have, even if it's not just a digital image of what the camera is seeing, you're seeing like a pass through of what you would be taking a picture of. Like you've used disposable cameras and such.
Yeah.
Like you would definitely see that. And after he told that, the two men that were the Men in Black stormed away and were very angry and just left. A little while later, Jim was contacted by staff at a missile launch pad in Australia, and they said that they had seen two men dressed in the same like outfit that was in Jim's picture in the background. The white guy dressed in like an astronaut suit or like a beekeeper's thing, which is very strange. So they told him that, and they told that these two men had appeared on their security footage. And this missile launch base was only about 20 miles away from where he had taken the picture of his daughter with the man in the background. So like obviously it's not just like something this guy's making up.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I don't think there's any like record of the security footage.
Yeah, I didn't find any.
Which, I mean, not to like disprove this, but I don't find that very helpful in his case, because here's what I think happened in this particular instance. I've never really been a fan of this photo. It's a weird photo. It's just, it does look odd. However, what I think happened is there is actually an astronaut in the background. He has someone in the background posing that. He sets up a story to, like, for whatever, media coverage, whatever. I don't know why people do half the shit they do. And then the missile launch pad in Australia is also all made up. Because I haven't seen the security footage. And what's the proof that he was contacted by them? Who confirmed that he was contacted by them?
I don't know who confirmed it, but it is confirmed that a missile launched like that same day or like within the same time frame.
That could be complete coincidence.
A place there.
That could be complete coincidence. That, like, how does a missile launching correlate with that picture?
Well, it doesn't. It's just that like that launch pad had seen those people in the security footage.
Yeah, that part I think he's making up.
Well, the launch pad, like, people or whoever contacted him or people from that place could have just said, hey, no, we didn't. Like, this story was like covered in a lot of different like magazine, newspaper articles all over in that area. Like, people questioning it because it's weird, you know, it's definitely out there. Like, that saying that missile launch base had confirmed it was like confirmed seeing them had been in like the article. So like they would have definitely seen that. Someone would have found out at the launch base and then been like, hey, we didn't see this. What is this guy talking about? And like debunked it, you know?
Yeah, I know. I am saying, like, I think he made up all of this. Like, the launch pad. Like, I don't think I think he just made it all up.
You think there was no launch pad?
No, I think there's a launch pad, and he just made up this story.
The people from the launch pad confirmed that they saw people like that on their security footage.
Yeah, and then he went, oh, shit. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, you're right. My timeline in my head was not accurate. I was thinking the picture was taken after this incident, and
so then
he staged the.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. That's my.
Not what happened.
All right. But the picture happened before the launch pad. I get what you're saying now.
Right. We're not like this. Okay, this is more like discussing the Men in Black that had came and like visited him and wanted the evidence.
I would have gotten more into that, but now that I know I'm wrong, I'm just gonna like stop.
Well, I think it would have been weird that when seeing the footage or the picture, the Men in Black agents, the whatever they are, the people that were said to be visited him. And I feel like it's weird that after seeing it, they just got angry and left, you know?
Yeah.
Like, most Men in Black stories, they're like, give me the evidence, destroy it, never talk about this again. But, like, this story is like, he's just out there in all the newspaper articles and stuff, and they just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
By my understanding.
I don't understand, like, now that, like, I need to rephrase that in my head better. It's odd that the Men in Black showed up on a photo like that.
Yeah.
Like, if I would have seen that photo, like, in the 19 whatever happened, like, I'm there, I see the photo for the first time, my first thought would not have been aliens.
Yeah, mine either. It looks like a human. It looks like human figure.
Yeah.
Just like dressed up in a weird outfit.
My first thought would have been oh, well, he put an astronaut back there. And then when it comes to find out that it wasn't edited and it's a real person and all that stuff like that, then I'd be like, that is odd, but I still wouldn't have thought aliens.
Yeah.
It's not until the Men in Black get involved where I'm like, oh, maybe it was. It's just weird that they get involved here.
Right, like most Men in Black stories, again, like deal with UFO sightings and people talking about UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. Like most stories are like that. So it's kind of weird for them to just like show up to look at a picture, unless like the military or whoever they work for like had like seen some alien craft in that area on like a radar or something like that, and then like went to investigate, but it still doesn't look like an alien.
No.
It is weird.
It's odd. And like this one's even more odd because it has what other stories, from what I'm reading, has what other stories don't have, and that's a third, like
it's just this guy saying.
Well, no, it's this guy saying that there's Men in Black, and it's the Men in Black, and then there's also a second.
Confirming that they saw the same people he saw.
Yeah, there's two witnesses.
There's a third
two
point
witnesses.
Of view.
That's the word. There's two witnesses in this.
The witnesses didn't report.
This one's a little bit, now that I'm like actually able to comprehend what actually is fuck going on.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more believable than the other ones, because the other ones could be just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, this happened. Like, it was just one person.
Yeah, but there's two witnesses.
Yeah, like the witnesses didn't say to see the Men in Black.
No, yeah, but there's two witnesses.
Like just the people that are
like two odd things, and then also the Men in Black being involved.
So it's a little more believable in that sense. Yeah, it's weird.
It is odd.
Yeah.
Very odd. What's the next one?
The next one is Inmori Island in Washington. I'm sure many of you have heard about this story. It's like kind of the first Men in Black story or theory that like came out, or one of the most popular ones. It was in 1947 during the Cold War, and a guy by the name of Aeroe was out fishing, and there were many reports of, not just him, there were many reports of multiple unidentified flying objects, and the government was worried that it was like Russian crafts attacking us or maybe spying on us, something like that, which is very believable in that time because that's what everyone was doing. It was Cold War, you know. Aeroe, he was on his boat in, I don't know if it was like a lake or a pond or what it was, but he was on his boat. He reportedly saw 6 flying saucers above him that were like donut shaped. He said that there was like a hole in the middle of it, making it like donut shaped. And he claims that they had dropped some type of molten waste or like hot metals or debris or something in that realm that had killed his dog and had injured his son. And I've heard many different people talk about this case. Some people talking about this say that it was Aeroe and one of his buddies out fishing, and that they came together with the claim, and then they both were visited by the Men in Black. Yeah. And I've also heard a couple where it's like, I've heard one where it's just him, and then the one I hear the most is with his dog and son.
With the son, yeah.
Yeah, with like his son being injured, his dog being killed by it. And after the event, he went and told a lot of his friends, his family, about what happened, because like naturally that'd be something you do. Your dog dies by an alien, you're gonna go tell people about it.
Yeah,
your kid gets
on
injured.
The whole town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all over YouTube, all over Twitter.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Talking about it, Facebook.
Exactly.
Hey, just FYI,
you go tell
on me. Dog fucking died of an alien attack.
Yeah.
So there's that.
After he told a bunch of people about it, he was visited by a man dressed in black who told him not to speak about the incident ever again and to deny all of his previous statements and saying that it was all a hoax and, untrue. And later he was visited by many different Air Force and military personnel who wanted to collect evidence and data about the event. The FBI actually wrote a report about the incident, and there's like a picture of it or like a scan of it or whatever. Same thing, not really, but whatever. But if I can find that, I'll put it right here. If I can't, I'm sorry. I'll try to find it. He then denied, after being visited by all these people, the Men in Black, military, Air Force, all these different people. He then denied all of his previous statements and said they were all a hoax and that it was just him making something up, a lie, something like that. He just denied everything. But actually, like years later, he then claimed that he was told to say these things by the men dressed in black that had visited him. That's the rest of that story.
That's it. That's the end of the story. This one, for me, I don't know about you, isn't that believable because there's a lot of different stories.
Yeah. Like
the first one, there's just one main story. I've heard that story a lot of times with the picture and stuff like that. And the launch pad is the only new thing that I've recently come to realize.
Yeah.
But that's not crazy. That's just probably me not really paying attention to the story. This one, there's 3 different stories. He was by himself. He was with his son. He was with his dog. The dog wasn't even there. He was with his best friend. It's just there's a lot of different
different takes on it. It just makes it more unbelievable.
To me, it does.
Yeah.
To me, it more points towards that he probably I don't know. I do believe he probably saw something, but just to get attention, he probably just went out and was it's aliens. And then what? Okay, so here's what I actually think, and then there's a sub theory. So I think he just saw something probably weird, couldn't really explain it, might not necessarily be aliens. Then he goes out and he's like, "Oh, it's aliens, it's aliens, it's aliens," and then he makes up the Men in Black to more further back. They came and talked to me about it to keep my mouth shut. But what also could happen is he's going around, he's saying it's aliens, and people are believing this. The government doesn't want that. Regardless if it actually happened or not, the government's like, hey, dude, shut up. Because this is also around the time that Roswell happened.
Right, it is pretty close to that.
And as if you watched the earlier episode.
Episode 1. Link in the description.
This was after Roswell. Roswell happened in July. Oh, it doesn't give a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I'm assuming it's after Roswell. So, the nation's kind of already up in arms. So I think he probably thinks he saw something. He went out and said, and the government went out and told him to be quiet. And then people perceived that as him, or as the government trying to cover up something, when he probably didn't really actually see anything, and the government just actually wanted him to shut up because they didn't want to create hysteria.
Right, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
It very could have been a fake story, but real Men in Black scenario.
Yeah, there might actually have been Men in Black involved in this.
Right, yeah.
But not to the conspiracy theory of they're covering it up.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like there are other instances and stories that we're going to get into that they probably did see something and the government actually didn't want them to say something. But on this instance, I think it's very possible that he just is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Could have been.
Crazy people out in the world.
A lot of them. All right. So the next story, it is with Dr. Hubert Hopkins. He was UFO. He was a UFO consultant in Maine, and one day, an anonymous person had called him about a UFO sighting in the area. Like, a lot of people call him because, you know, he's a UFO consultant. And so he got a call and giving, like, some information about, like, the sighting and whatever this person had seen, stuff like that. And not very long after this phone call, he was visited by a man dressed in black who had said to destroy all the evidence that the caller had given him, and the caller planned to, like, come and give more evidence or something like that. Give him more evidence later. And he also said to the men dressed in black, he told him to destroy the evidence that he would give them as well. And Hopkins had drawn a sketch of the man that had visited him. The picture will be right here. And when Hopkins was visited by the strange man dressed in black, Hopkins had 2 pennies in his coat pocket or something like that. And the man dressed in black had told Herbert to remove one of his coins and hold it in his hands. Told him to watch the coin. And the man proceeded by making the coin that he was holding, that Herbert was holding, disappear. Dr. Hopkins said, and this is quoted, "It started to develop a silver color instead of copper, and then the silver became bluish, and the penny was getting quite fuzzy, out of focus, blurred, and then it was gone. It slowly dematerialized."
Demoralized? Is that what you were about to say?
I don't know what I was going to say. I'm having dyslexia today or something.
Yeah. This is fucking weird.
Yeah. There's a little more. The man in black had asked Herbert if he had heard of a person who apparently was abducted by a UFO named Barney Hill. And Hopkins said that he believed Barney had been dead for a few years, and the man in black replied, "Barney didn't have a heart, just like you no longer have a coin." Being scared, Herbert had burned all of his evidence, and for days he said that his phone line could have been tapped because his phone line was having a lot of troubles, so he believed, like, could have been tapped by the man in black or whatever. That's some crazy stuff to make up if it's
that
fake.
Yeah.
Some bold statements.
Like, I guess I'm not Dr. Hopkins in this situation, but I feel like I would say a little bit more outlandish outlandish things if I was coming up with a story. Like, I would probably start with, like, I don't know, I wouldn't think that the men in black are doing magic. That wouldn't be one of my stories that I tell.
Like, to me,
you go.
To me, in my head, like, I do believe that some form of the men in black exists, but I just think it's like some division of the CIA or something like that.
Yeah.
Some division of government that goes out and silences people in order to not, like, cause mad hysteria and panic across the country and stuff like that. But I don't think that they are magicians.
No. So, like, leading up to this, the stories of Men in Black have been kind of, like, circulating leading up to this event and stuff like that. And none of them entail this magic. So, it's kind of odd that he would bring that up as a lie if he was lying.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't even be in my brain if I were the person lying. So that's why I kind of believe this one. And maybe not believe, but, like, I don't know, like, I can see how it's probably fake, but I'm leaning more towards, like, it's probably not, just for the fact that it's so crazy that, like, it has to be true.
Right, yeah, it's one of those situations.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, another thing there's another theory of the Men in Black is that all the agents or people in the Men in Black are, in fact, aliens themselves.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe, but
I don't believe that.
It's a theory.
It's a theory. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, it's like, if that actually happened, like Men in Black using dark magic to make a coin disappear, you know, why wouldn't they just like make all evidence disappear instead of like forcing them to burn it or destroy it? Why wouldn't they just make it disappear?
That's true.
Like with the photo, where like they just stormed off and were angry.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just be like,
why didn't they just make it disappear?
watch the photo? Ah, gone. Yeah. Why didn't they just do that if this is true and then they have magic?
Yeah. Why didn't they?
Exactly. That's the question.
Maybe the others weren't real and this one's actually real.
Maybe.
Like, yeah.
There's also one more that I didn't have in my notes that I wanted to talk about. This one's pretty big too. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So an actor, very famous actor, by the name of Dan Aykroyd, he had a Men in Black experience per se, and so he was starting a new like TV series, where it was covering and bringing a lot of new evidence and new insights on UFOs and otherworldly things like that.
Yeah.
Like stuff we cover in this podcast. Hit subscribe.
Please.
But on the set of filming it, he like went outside maybe for a smoke break or something. I don't quite remember, but he had seen this black fort, and a man stepped out of it wearing all black, like all of them do, and just stood there and stared at Dan. And Dan said that he looked away for a brief moment, like a second, looked back, and it was gone. Car, person, gone.
Yeah.
And then when he came back into the studio to finish recording or doing whatever he was doing with the TV show or whatever, the people told him, like, hey, they told us we can't air this. Our show's canceled. None of the episodes that we've already recorded can't be out there.
Yeah.
Can't post them. It's crazy.
Yeah, that definitely is something the government is involved in that in some way.
Yeah, whether it was like the Men in Black or not.
Yeah, for none of the episodes to be aired, none of them. Like, it wasn't like they aired 2 and then they just weren't getting good ratings and they're like, it's time to call it quits. None of them.
Before any of them were released.
None of them were released, and it gets canceled. And the show was about, what was it about again?
Like UFOs and otherworldly things.
So, my main thing about, you kind of said it, like Men in Black.
Yeah.
I think it's the word conspiracy theory. It makes the Men in Black kind of like a I don't know how to describe it, but like, to simplify it, I think people are over exaggerating what the Men in Black actually are. I honestly do think they're just government officials just telling them to hey, keep quiet, and then people are making them seem like this something way bigger than that.
Yeah, like the word conspiracy theory.
Yeah. When you tie conspiracy theory with something, it's just gonna like over exaggerate whatever it actually is.
Yeah. So like, people put conspiracy theory next to Men in Black, then people are like, oh, they're black magic aliens.
They're
dressed to look like us,
aliens.
Silence
They're
us.
trying to silence us when it's actually just the government trying to do that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I mean, for all we know, they could be magic aliens.
They could be, and they're doing a very good job because they're covering it up pretty well too.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's their whole job.
Yeah, they put masks on and do whatever aliens do.
Yeah.
And for the car to fucking just disappear like that.
Yeah, like after a second.
Yeah.
And like he didn't like hear it drive
now,
off or anything.
Here's Now, with that, I do believe he saw a black Ford and a person in a black suit. But I'll tell stories all the time, and I'll be like, oh, I turned around for literally a second, when it was actually kind of like more like 20, 30 seconds. So I think he's probably over-exaggerating the amount of time. So, like, it probably gave him enough time to just kind of, like, look at him, get in the car, drive away, and he looked back and he's like, oh, they're gone.
Could be.
And then he over-exaggerated. But I still do believe he saw what he saw, and that happened. I definitely believe they were probably touching on something. Like, we don't know what they were going to talk about either. We don't know what they were going to touch about. Because
it was reported that they were going to have, like, pretty damn good evidence.
Yeah. They probably definitely were about to hit something close.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe this podcast would be a little bit different if that TV show was aired. It was a TV show,
The world
right?
could be different. Huh? Yeah, it was like a TV show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
A TV series, something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The whole world could be different.
Government's very good at getting what they want.
Yeah, because they control us.
Yeah.
They do. It's just facts.
Sadly.
It is what it is.
They're not going to stop us, though. We're too fucking good. I'm too fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just going to stop them. We're too big. No. Yeah.
You have any more points on the minute back?
No.
All right, guys, we have made a channel just for this podcast. It is The Other Dimension, titled just that. I will link it in the top link in the description. Go subscribe to that, because after this video will still be uploaded to my Mason Aeroe account. But after this episode, none of the others will be aired on Mason Aeroe. It'll all be on The Other Dimension. The first two podcasts are out and on both channels, and this one will also be on both channels. But after that, they'll all just be on The Other Dimension.
So make sure to go to The Other Dimension and watch our videos. Pretty fun stuff. We're going to get into a lot more crazy shit.
Yeah, we're going to have many more episodes to come. If you guys want to suggest theories in the comments, go ahead and let us know what you want to see or hear.
Yeah. And if we pick yours, we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like
Post
that?
your comment right here.
Who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
People get to be like, yo, look at this guy. They get to subscribe to your channel.
Exactly. Maybe. Yeah.
Free advertisement.
Exactly.
Who doesn't want that?
Go
so
ahead
give us your ideas.
Yeah, go ahead. Comments down below. Also, in the description will be my link to YouTube if you're not watching this on my channel and watching it on The Other Dimension. And also in the description will be Alex's linked Twitch account. So go watch him stream. He streams a lot, MLB, stuff like that. Interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to act like you like baseball.
Yeah, I don't. But it is what it is. Yep. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and let us know what you thought about the video in the description below. And we'll see you guys next time.